Ring my bowl. I'll try to ring it gently. Just to begin. So welcome everybody. Again, I'm happy to see you all. And so just begin to settle in onto your mat, just feeling your body supported by the earth, letting go, and just allowing the body to be heavy. And just begin to focus on your breath, just watching your breath. On the inhale, watch the breath flow in, and on the exhale, watch the breath flow out. So you can come to your home base, whether it is counting 5-5, 5 in, 5 out, or you can place a hand on your heart center and on your belly and just focus on the rise and fall of the belly and chest. You can say to yourself, I inhale, I exhale. And then you can also try that so on the inhale, hum on the exhale. Or you can just simply, watch the breath. So on each exhale, allow yourself to relax a little bit more, a little bit deeper. Just watching the flow of the breath. And if the mind wanders, as it always does, just watch the thoughts without judgment. Just let them float by on clouds. Just watch the thoughts float by, and then return to your breath. So hum. And this might be a nice time to just set an intention for your practice today, whether it is to be in the moment, or our focus today is to flow, go with the flow. So allow yourself to just go with the flow without judgment. We'll put effort into what we're doing, but we're doing, we're being in the moment and just doing what our body allows, just listening to our body, still doing our best, but allowing ourselves, maybe your hip is really tight, your left hip is really tight, or maybe your shoulder is a little achy, or maybe your breath isn't flowing freely today. Just go with it and allow the body to just move freely, the breath to just be as it is. And we'll check in with ourselves at the end of our practice and just notice if there's any changes. So I always say to you all, body awareness and breath awareness. That's really what we're trying to do, is just be aware of our bodies and our breath so that we can support ourselves. We can help ourselves by, maybe breathing a little bit deeper, practicing. It's a practice. Okay, so let's make our way back to our floating our arms up overhead. We'll come into our stretch. And before we come into that stretch, just notice how your body feels from fingertips to toes. Just kind of scan all the way down the body. And just notice, bring awareness to how the body's feeling. Okay, on an inhale, let's lift up the left leg and the left arm an inch or two off the mat and really stretch through those fingertips and out through those toes. The left side of the body stretching and the right side of the body
relaxing. See if you can be very relaxed on the right side of the body, left side, really stretching through the fingertips and out through the toes. Feel that nice stretch. Release the arm and leg to the mat, and then lift the right arm and right leg an inch or two off the mat and stretch through the fingertips and out through the toes while relaxing the left side of the body. Feel that stretch, reaching, pointing with the toe. Release down to the mat. Now we're going to do opposite leg and opposite arm. So lift the left arm off the mat and the right toes off the mat and stretch through the fingertips and the toes. Feel that stretch. An active stretch. Release down to the mat, and then we'll take the right arm off the mat and the left foot and reach through the fingertips and out through the toes. Really stretching. Feel that nice stretch. Try to relax the opposite arm and leg and release to the mat. And then we'll come into a full body stretch. So we'll stretch through both arms, out through both hands and fingertips, and then stretching out through both legs and both feet, really pointing the toes, stretching through the fingertips, feeling the stretch, and then releasing to the mat. Bend the knees and bring the feet into the air, your knees towards your chest, and just rock from side to side. And then we're going to air bicycle, so bring your hands and your feet into the air as if you're riding a bicycle. And just begin to warm up the body. We're just going to kind of flow today. So allow the arms and the legs to just move with ease. And then bring the soles of the feet to the mat. Bring the arms down. Place the hands on either side of your hips with your palms pressing into the mat. Walk your heels up towards your bottom as close as you can get. And you may be able to reach and feel your heels with the tips of your fingers. So you want to have the heels up close to your bottom. And we're going to come into a flowing bridge. So we'll do this, kind of with ease. So we're going to press into the soles of our feet as we lift our hips and lift our arms just slowly. And bring the arms up overhead with the knuckles resting on the floor. And then as we come down, we'll bring the hands up and then down, palms toward the floor as we rest the hips on the floor. And we'll press into the mat with the soles of our feet, lift the hips up, lift the arms up, flowing up, resting the knuckles above our head on the mat. And then remembering to use our breath, so exhaling as we come down with the hands, with the hips. And then inhaling the hips and the arms up. Exhaling the hands and the hips down. We'll do that one more time. Inhaling up. Just flowing with the breath. Moving with ease, exhaling down. And we'll take a nice big deep breath in here through our nose and then out through our mouth, relaxing our shoulders. We'll do that again. Inhale through the nose, out through the mouth. You can even say ah as you relax the shoulders. We'll take that left ankle and cross it over the right thigh. And then we'll lift our head and shoulders up and bring our hands behind the right thigh. So we're going to leave that left hand through that space we've made. And we'll just inhale, and as we exhale, draw our knee a little closer. So we're just opening up the hip, the left hip a little bit here. Relax the shoulders, relax the facial muscles. Try not to bring tension to the body. You're going to feel a little stretch in that left hip flexor, and certainly as you draw your right thigh in a little closer, you'll feel a little more. And it's a good thing to kind of open up and release that left hip. And you can bring your head down at any time if your neck tires. You're still being able to draw that right thigh in. Keep the breath flowing freely if you're able to. And then release that right foot down to the mat, uncross the left ankle, and we'll take the right ankle to the left thigh. And then on an inhale, lift your head and shoulders up. Leave your right arm through that space you made and clasp behind your left thigh this time. And just use your breath as you inhale and draw the knee in on the exhale. Relax the shoulders, consciously relax the shoulders away from your ears. You can flex the left foot if that's comfortable. Relax the facial muscles. And again, at any time, you can rest the head back on the mat. Just do it mindfully. Just come down gently. Continue to draw the knee in on the exhale. You might notice a difference from one side to the other, but just make note of it. And then you can release and bring the foot back down to the mat. And then we're going to take the arms in a T. So we're going to bring the arms out wide in a T position. Walk the feet in towards our bottoms. And we're just going to windshield wiper the knees from left to right. And the knees don't have to touch the earth. We're just kind of moving a little bit back and forth. And again, use your breath. So inhale your knees to center and exhale them to the side. And just keep going from left to center to right, right to center to left. And just flowing here, not forcing. Inhale the knees to center and exhale them to the side. Using the breath. And the next time your knees come up to center, you can kind of bring your arms down by your sides, and we'll cross that left knee on top of the right, so crossing our legs. We'll shift the hips to the left an inch or two and allow the knees to drop to the right. And if it's comfortable, you can look away from your knees. You can also place that right hand on top of the left knee to help it move closer to the earth. So both shoulders want to rest on the mat, and breathe into any area of tightness and allow it to release. Notice if you're gripping or clenching any place, and just allow that place to release. And then inhale the knees back up to center and uncross them. And then cross the right knee, stack it on top of the left. Shift your hips to the right and allow your knees to fall to the left this time. Looking away from your knees if that's comfortable. And just notice if you're gripping or holding. And just bring your breath to that place and allow that space, that place to release. Now your shoulders relaxed. Are your facial muscles relaxed? Your jaw? Is your breath flowing freely, or are you holding your breath? And if you find that you're kind of breathing shallowly, take a nice inhalation through your nose. A nice deep breath, and then allow the breath to flow out. You can take that left hand on top of the right knee also to allow gravity to help bring the knee closer to the earth. Allow yourself to just be in this moment, to release any tension you might be carrying. And then on an inhale, bring your knees back up to center, uncross your legs, bring the knees into the air towards your chest, and just begin to make some small circles on the ceiling with the knees, gradually making your circles bigger as you massage your back. In any area that needs a little extra attention, just concentrate your circles in that place. And once you make large circles, at some point, go the opposite way. So continue with the large circles going in the opposite way and slowly spiral down to small circles. We're going to make our way up to seated, so you can either rock up or turn to your side and push yourself up. Just kind of rock back and forth and feel the earth under your sit bones. And we're going to interlace our fingers, our hands behind our back, and open our chest. So we're squeezing our shoulder blades together, sitting up nice and tall. So inhale, sit up tall, and then slowly lean forward and allow the hands to come off the back a little bit. And then inhale, come back up, extending through your crown, sitting up nice and tall. Inhale, and then exhale, and slowly fold forward again. Without forcing it, just come forward a little bit, just squeezing those shoulder blades together. And then inhale back up to seated, and undo your hands. And we'll just come into some shoulder shrugs. So we'll lift our shoulders up and down and up and down, inhaling up and exhaling down. And we'll take our left hand across our body and just feel that stretch behind the shoulder. We'll release that, come to the other side. Release that. And we'll walk our shoulders up and back one at a time. Just lubricating that shoulder joint. And then we'll reverse our direction, come forward. Left and then right. Come to stillness. Sit up nice and tall. And we're going to draw a circle in front of ourselves with our noses. So we're just going to make circles. We're facing forward. We're not dropping our chin to our chest. And so gradually make bigger circles and follow your circles with your eyes. Make your circles bigger until your head is really moving. And then at some point, reverse your direction. So going from big circles, spiraling slowly down to small circles. You can even tip your head from side to side mindfully. You can look out over your back shoulders, just mindfully. You can look up and down. And just, as you're ready, come to stillness. And we'll take our knees to the left. So I'm going to kind of stack my knees. And I'm going to slide that top knee back and rest it on the earth and cup that knee with the front, the instep of the left foot. Okay? So, and then we're going to sit up nice and tall, so not, sideways like this. I'm going to try to extend through my crown and sit up nice and tall, and then inhale my arms up, gazing up at my fingertips as I twist away from my knee. And I'll just bring my hands down and place them on next to my hip and next to my front knee. Just sitting up nice and tall with a tall, straight spine. And we can inhale here and gradually look a little bit towards the back of the room if our neck permits. So we're kind of not twisting from our neck, we're twisting our torso, twisting from kind of the base of the spine. And use the breath, so every time you exhale, see if you can twist a little tiny bit more, looking towards the back. And then gently inhale yourself back to center. And then we'll take our knees, bring them together and bring them to the other side. And so we'll take that top knee and slide it back, resting it on the floor, cupping that left knee with the right instep. And then, really consciously sitting up nice and tall, extending through our crown. So extending up towards the sky, having a nice straight spine. And then inhale the arms up, really stretch through the fingertips as you gaze at the fingertips. And then exhale and twist away from the knees. So you're sitting up nice and tall. And again, twisting from the base of the spine. On each exhale, see if you can twist a little more and gaze out towards the back of the room. Use your breath. And then inhale yourself back to center. Bring yourself into Sukhasana. Place your hands on your knees
we're just going to make some small circles with our torso, just kind of just coming around, maybe 3 times in one direction, and just easy, and then reversing direction. Just going with the flow, however the body feels, just accept without judgment. And then gradually come to stillness. We'll make our way now to table. So make your way gracefully to table. So wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hip points. We're going to come into a nice cat flow, flowy cat, all right? So we're going to inhale as we drop the belly and gaze up. And then we'll push away from the mat as we round our back. And then push back and sit on our heels, dropping our elbows as we come forward, tracing the mat with the nose, not actually touching it, and then gazing up on the inhale. Exhaling, rounding the back, pushing away from the mat, really rounding the back, pushing into the mat as we sit back on the heels, dropping the elbows. And so just continue with your version of flowy cat. Use your breath and allow your body and your breath to flow. And the next time you come up onto stillness and a flat back, then we'll come into a cat balance. So we're going to send the right leg back and we're going to flex that foot, and we'll send the left fingertips forward. So the right hand, really spread the fingers wide and press into the mat. Press into the shoelaces of the left foot. Engage the core. Breathe. Take a few nice breaths. And then release the knee and the hand down to the mat. We'll come to the other side. So this is really good for our core and of course for our balance. So send the left leg out, flexing that left foot. Send the right fingertips forward, pressing away from the mat with the left hand. Stretching through the fingertips and through the heel. Using the breath. Engaging the core. And then releasing down to the mat. And we'll do that one more time on each side. So send the right foot back, flexing it. Send the left fingertips forward. Continue to let the breath flow. Releasing down to the mat. Send the left foot back, flexing that left foot. Send the right fingertips forward. Stretch through the fingertips, press out through the heel. Press into the left hand. And then release down to the mat. We'll come into lizard now, so we're going to bring the left foot in between the hands, walk that right knee back. Take the left foot and walk it towards the edge of the mat, and take the left hand and bring it to the inside of the foot. So both hands are to the right of the foot. The hands are kind of next to each other. The foot is on the edge of the mat. And so we'll just make sure that right knee is walked back. So we're just getting a nice stretch in that left hip flexor. So just allow your breath to flow. Relax your shoulders. Sink into that left hip. Enjoy the stretch. And of course, if it's not enjoyable, just back off a little bit. You know, you can even come up a little higher on your fingertips. You know, that might help. You can walk the right knee in a little closer so the stretch isn't so intense. And then we are going to come up on our fingertips now, and then we'll just walk our knee back to meet the other knee, and then we'll take our right foot to the edge of our mat, and our hands are next to each other. Walk that left knee back, and we'll feel the stretch in the right hip. And just take some nice breaths here. Allow the breath to flow. Just releasing tension from that right hip. And then we'll bring that right knee back to meet the left knee. And we will place our hands on the mat, spreading our fingers wide. We'll curl our toes under and press our hips up towards the sky. And then settle back towards the heels, towards the back of the mat. You can pedal your legs back and forth. Press into the back of all 10 knuckles. Come up onto the toes and then settle back into down dog. You can claw the hands a little bit. That might help the wrists if there's any, tension in the wrists. And then we're going to walk our feet towards our hands. So we're in a forward fold now. And so we'll reverse swan dive as we come up to standing. Bring our hands to our heart center. So we're in Tadasana. You can rock from side to side. Feel all four corners of your feet. And then release your hands down. We're going to come into chair. So we're going to inhale. I'm going to turn sideways actually so you can see. So we're going to, our feet are about hip width apart. So we're going to inhale our arms up so that the elbow creases are right near the ears. We're going to lean the torso forward a little bit as we sit back as if we're sitting, as if we're going to sit into a chair. So tuck the tailbone. The knees, are kind of apart. Bring the hands to prayer position, and then we're going to come into a twist. So we're going to bring that left elbow to the right knee. So chair, twist. So the elbows are, one is pointed towards the ceiling and one is pointing towards the earth. Building strength in our thighs. Inhale back to center to prayer, and then we're going to bring the right elbow to the left knee. Return to center. Allow the hands to graze the earth. Bring the hands up to the front of the calves. Straighten the legs and come up to flat back, so half forward fold. Exhale down, you can bend the knees. And then reverse swan dive, back up. And then bring the hands to heart center again. Beautiful. Okay, so we're going to come into breath of joy. So we're going to spread our feet wide. Our toes can point towards the edges of the mat. And so if you want to watch once, if you've not done Breath of Joy, so what we do is we do 3 swift inhalations through our nose, and then when we exhale, we bring our arms between our legs. So it looks like this. Okay, so like you kind of breathe through your nose and you do it quickly. So it's Breath of Joy. So you bring your arms up, out on the inhale, up again on the inhale, and then on the exhale. Okay, so we'll do that 2 more times, okay? So inhale through the nose, out through the nose, in, and then exhale. When I said out, I meant out with the arms, not with the, it's 3 inhales, 1 exhale. So 1 more time. So inhale, 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 So Breath of Joy. Okay, which makes me laugh. All right, so our feet are out wide, so we're going to float our arms out wide in a V. So we're in star here. And what we'll do is we will inhale, so really spread the fingers wide and really feel the extension through the arms and legs. And then on an exhale, we'll bring left hand down to right toes. And then we'll inhale up and exhale right hand to left toes. Inhale up, spread the fingers wide, feel the stretch. Exhale. Inhale up and exhale down. Inhale up, bring the hands down to cactus. Look down at the toes, make sure that they're pointing out in a diagonal. So inhale, and on an exhale, we'll come to goddess pose. Okay, so we want to press the knees out, so we don't want them collapsing. Okay, and we'll kind of do a little bit of a pelvic tilt here. Relax the shoulders. And then inhale, straighten the arms back to star. And exhale, come back to goddess. Tuck that tailbone, kind of a pelvic tilt. Inhale to star. And then exhale to goddess. Inhale to star. And then float the arms down. We're going to turn the right toes towards the short end of the mat and the left foot parallel to the back end of the mat. Okay, so torso or hips are facing the long end of the mat. We're going to come into triangle pose, Trikonasana. So inhale the arms up. We're going to reach towards that right foot, or past the right foot actually, in the direction of the right foot. Reach, reach, reach with the torso and the arm, and then rotate that front arm down. Wherever it lands is perfect. And then rotate the top hand up so that the fingertips are pointing towards the sky. Gaze up at the thumb if your neck allows. Keep the breath flowing. And then inhale back up. And then on an exhale, we'll flow back down. Inhale up, float the arms down, turn the right foot so it's parallel to the edge of the mat, turn the left toes so that they're pointing towards the short end of your mat. We're going to do it to the other side. So hips are facing the long end of the mat, so you can even put your hands on your hips. Inhale your arms up, and then reach, reach, reach towards the left. And then slowly rotate that hand down to land wherever it does. Top hand rotates up so that the fingertips are pointing towards the sky. Gaze up at the thumb if your neck allows. Inhale up. And then flow back down. Keep the breath moving, flowing.
Inhale up, float the arms down, bring the feet parallel, heel, toe, heel, toe, the feet together. To Tadasana, so standing up nice and tall. Inhale the arms up, turn the palms away from each other. Exhale as you fold forward, your knees can be bent. Place your hands on either side of your feet. Come down to your knees. Make your way down to your back with your knees bent. Walk your heels up towards your bottom. We're going to come into a flowy bridge as we complete our practice. So on an inhale, lift the hips, lift the arms, float the arms, the hands up overhead, resting the knuckles on the mat. Exhaling, float the hands down with the hips coming down. Do that one more time. Inhale the hips up and the arms up. Exhale the arms and the hips, the hands back down to the mat. Send the legs out long. Spread the feet wide on the mat. Allow the toes to point away from the mat. Bring the arms out away from the body with the palms facing up. Settle in, relax the shoulders, relax the back body. Take a nice inhalation through your nose and out through your mouth. Begin to notice the breath again. Just following the breath, the flow of the breath, follow it all the way in and all the way out. Even thanking yourself for your practice today, starting your day off feeling relaxed, hopefully centered in the moment. I'm going to ring my bowl. Bring my hands to Anjali Mudra. May you continue to go with the flow throughout your day. Namaste.